Hey guys, Panda Pirate here. Today I'm going to show you a little bit about this platformer game that I've been developing. We did come up with a name for it. I think it's going to be called something like Kit and the Pale Light. Not 100% on that, but yeah. Anyways, so I'm going to show you some of the. Gosh, I just keep moving that guy around, huh? Some of the new things that I've been working on. And the first thing I'm going to show off here is the mole. The mole is an enemy character here, and he's already opened. I'll just click on it up here. So he's a little character. I'll turn off that so you can see him better. He's just a little purple mole. He's going to dig down in the dirt and, tunnel and then reappear like behind the character and attack him. He'll jump around and try to foil the character's movements. Just generally, just he's gonna be an enemy. That's what he does. He messes with the player. So his AI isn't super complex. He doesn't use any pathfinding or A-star or anything like that. He excuse me, geez. He basically works off of one ray cast. He works off of his little target area. So if the player falls into the target area, he'll detect them. Those are the two ways they can detect the player. And then he's also bound to an area in the level. So whenever you place a mole down, or whenever I place a mole down, he has this assigned area path, and that's going to be the path to the node where he's going to be bound to. So that's where he can move around in. He's not supposed to move outside. Jeez, man, I don't know what's going on outside of that area. Let me clear my throat. Anyways, I'll show you this area here. It's kind of obscured, but it's this one here. So that's the mole area. And as you can see, I make it so that it's a little bit smaller than the ledges so that he can actually move outside of it. And when he moves outside of it, he will be directed to move back towards the center. So this point here. And that will prevent him from jumping off the ledge or, just moving where he's not supposed to be moving. He'll kind of be like one of those enemies you see in a game. You run from him, he follows you for a certain distance, and then he's like, whatever, I'm going to go back. That's exactly what this guy does. So that, and then, coupled with the way that he detects you using the raycast and the area, or I should say the area here, it provides pretty good, mechanics. It looks pretty good. I added jumping as well, so he'll jump around and get in your way. I'll demonstrate that really quick. And then you give him a target to look out for as well in the code. I don't know if I showed you that here. So the player path, basically the thing that he's going to be attacking is the player here. So you assign that to it, and then it figures it out. So here he is swinging at my character. The damage is not coded in yet, but as you can see, he's jumping, trying to get to me. He'll only do that for a couple seconds. Oops. Before he gives up. I need to switch his Z index. He looks like he's behind the sign and whatnot, but the bat that you see is a different character that I'll explain here in a second. He's not an enemy. He's actually a companion creature. So yeah, as you can see, he'll jump around and try to catch you. But one thing you notice is I'm actually outside that area that he normally can see in. So his area comes up to about here, as you can see. Whoops. Actually, that might not be right. Let's go back to the mole, turn that back on. Okay, save that. Excuse me. All right, yeah, as you can see, the whoops, jeez, I'm really not doing this correctly. Here we go. So as you can see, that area is well below that ledge there, and so actually, let's do this. Make this easier. So even though I'm not near where his raycast was or in that area, he still knew where I was, and then he jumped up here and he started bashing me. So the way that works is actually it's just a timer. So he will continue to target, like he won't lose his target until the timer expires. And so on the mole here, this is just called the lose target timer. And in the script, whenever, you know, the raycast collider, when we look at this vision, this is the raycast, it's called vision, we get that collider. If the collider is null, then if we have a target and the lose timer target is stopped, we start the lose timer, and then when that lose timer expires, the target is set to null, it clears any states, clears any timers, and it sets the state to idle. So that's set to about 5 seconds. So once you get out of his range, he'll remember you for about 5 seconds. And so that will be a tweakable option here soon. I just haven't set up the export for it in the script, but yeah, it makes him seem a lot smarter than he is, because all he really does is move towards the character and attack for now, and he can jump. So he'll kind of base his jump based on how high you are, and he does a pretty good job at jumping, but that also needs some work before it'll be, you know, really good. I don't know how high a mole could realistically jump, but you know, this game isn't really shooting for realism. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not super complex, but it gives okay results. Like I'm not disappointed. Now he's also bound to an area that, like, I think I already showed you this, but in this area here, if he moves outside of it, jeez, okay, there we go. If this mole moves outside of this box here, he'll start moving back towards it. So if I come over here, see me, mole? Come get me. If he gets over here, he's not going to keep going, and if he jumps, even, whoops, come on. He seems to stop really well. He doesn't want to fall off. So it's hard to kind of trick him into jumping off or falling off, which is cool. Oh, look at that. He just, as I say that, he just broke my entire world here. That's the first time that's happened, but I'm not even mad. That's awesome. I still need to get that damage fixed. Anyways, he's dealt with for now. I'll move on to the bat here. This is Batsy, and he's the companion creature that's going to follow Kit around and help him on his adventures. So he works by a similar method. Pull him up. Batsy has a player path as well, so that's his anchor. And he has an anchor that's actually relative to the player. So he moves 25 pixels on the x-axis and then 20 pixels on the y relative to the player's global position. And then this is a little bit, even though it's not a lot of code, it's kind of a lot to explain. I mean, I'm basically just moving him towards the player's anchor, but doing a little bit of math to make sure that he goes to the right spot. And when he gets to the end here, because he'll go to the correct spot, but if you don't do the math correctly, once he comes in to the last spot, he'll just keep flipping back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, really, really fast. Like it just looks so bad. And you just have to do the movement correctly is really the only way to put it. But because we are lerping our motion and everything, it gives him really good smooth motion. I might change it so that his speed is based on the distance away from Kit. But I kind of like it. Like, no matter what you do when you're moving horizontally, he can speed up and stay with you to a certain extent, but if you fall, really fast, you know, then he has to catch up, which is fine. I don't see any point why he needs to go super duper fast. But anyways, that's pretty much it. Batsy's super duper simple. Feel free, you know, I wouldn't say copy this, but it's darn well, you know, short enough to where you can probably do it, and it wouldn't be a whole lot of work. But, you know, I would recommend figuring this stuff out for yourself, because if you're trying to make an actual game, it's going to serve you well to understand why it works, if that makes sense. So anyways, let's see, did I miss anything? We got everything talked about with the mole, which is now down in the lava. So yeah, I think we're done. Here. I'm gonna die before I get down to him. Dang it. Yeah. Darn. Okay, well, if you did like the video, give it a like and subscribe. And you know, I'll catch you next time. The next video will probably have something along the lines of like the GUI and possibly more NPC or enemy stuff. I know that there's an NPC that is pretty much finished, so that is another thing that's going to be on the docket. So things are moving kind of slowly but surely, and I'm hoping that soon enough we will have enough art to start putting together the starting area and get, you know, the intro scene and everything animated and completed, so that we have like what feels like a good solid start of a game. So stay tuned, and we'll catch you next time.